driving growth and innovation in real estate. And on today's insights, they gave us a clearer picture of where the market is headed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll explore the future of living where the fusion of AI and IoT is revolutionizing homes. To take us through this discussion, please welcome to the stage Abdelbasset Betraoui, a board member and partner at Land Sterling and CEO of Horton Interiors; Ahmed Sherbini, CEO of Think Human, brand human communication consultants; and of course your moderator, Jayda Shoukry, content producer at Forbes Middle East.
Hello, hello. Okay, so you guys can hop on closer. The internet has done many wonderful things. It's allowed us access to information, it's allowed us to doom scroll on TikTok and Instagram, and it's also allowing us to make our homes a lot smarter, which is wonderful. Now our homes are capable of taking care of us. We're talking security, appliances, climate control, all of that is now easier because of the internet. So let's dive in and talk about the digital infrastructure. Mr. Betraoui, when we talk about embedding this infrastructure from the inception stage, how does it transform the life cycle and operational efficiency of smart homes?
Thank you for the question. I think we need to look at smart homes as a holistic approach to improving our lifestyle. So what you have these days is integration of technology from a design stage, so right in the beginning, and prior to that, from the brief of the intent, what the end user needs to get out from their asset or property, whether it's lifestyle goals, health goals, and that would then be adapted into the design, and having everything sort of speak to each other. This is done, you can say, through years of data collection, where you have IoT, and then the AI component, which comes in after, so it reads and adapts to how the end user uses the asset, and whether, to give you an example, some end users require more oxygen in a room, so you're pumping in more oxygen in a room. Some require different lighting settings. Some require light to be brighter in the mornings rather than the evenings, and vice versa. So I think we are becoming smarter as people in designing these things into our lifestyle. And we're seeing more of it in smart home technology.
It's very much a commodity. It's very much something that people are looking for. So how do we market it? How do we look at something like one development and think AI and IoT are now a product? How do you differentiate yourself when you're, in a competitive market, but you're offering a smart living option?
Well, it's very important usually when you look at the real estate industry, like any other brand, is basically your story, is the brand narrative. And I think everybody today and yesterday's sessions, everybody was talking about building, construction, connected communities, AI. And in the communication business as well, AI is really having a big impact as well, yes, with all the AI tools, the digital transformation that we've been talking about in the last few years. It's very important that we know more about our consumers and understand them better to be able to narrate a proper story. And I think what we have done with One Development as the consultants from 1 year ago is literally the differentiation aspect, which we were so happy to have a client with an open mind of what territory that they want to own. So leveraging on the positioning of the first AI real estate developer in the market was something that gave us a space that we can create content, design, visuals, and to have a story that we can own. By the end of the day, everybody is talking about quality, delivery dates, designs. That's a given in that industry. Because by the end of the day, it's owning a differentiating factor and creating that story and educating the consumers about it. And that's the role, I believe, of AI and technology, because now we have more data, we have more insights, we have more analytics about all the consumers that we deal with.
But I think also we can all agree that AI is still just starting out. The internet is only going to get faster. And when we talk about that, then we have to sort of reference scalability and digital adaptability. How do we sort of mitigate the technological retrofits during the design and consultation phases?
I think it's driven by the vision of the government as a priority. Alhamdulillah, I mean, we're in a country which is one of the biggest drivers globally for AI. So when you have this infrastructure in place, it allows the master developers and developers to look at existing assets as well as future assets, master communities, sub-communities, and so on. So when you have, again, it goes back to you have a clear vision, a clear brief, and what you want to get out of health and well-being. Ultimately, all of this is being done so that when we reach 60, 65, we're not all walking around with a bag of pills. And the idea is to how do we prevent health, bad health, and
it's not just longevity now, it's also the quality of life. You're wanting to live
100%.
61 but be really healthy.
100%. So you're looking at, again, better quality of air, better rest, understanding sleep patterns, sleep cycles, and what the human body needs in an environment to thrive. So AI is not just coming in as a perspective of, okay, how do I make your day-to-day better? But how do we extend life as well? So where you have an average, I don't know, people are living to what, 75? You might have 85, 95, 105, and so on down the line. So it's integrated into every aspect, and we're seeing it in every aspect. So we talk about it as buildings and lifestyle, but no, it's healthcare, it's infrastructure, it's education, and it's an end-to-end approach, and it's all moving forward as one holistic approach.
Absolutely, and it's really data-driven, and the more data we collect, the more it evolves. And this brings me to a very important thing that you mentioned. It's you need to keep educating the people as you go along. And when we talk about education, this now becomes, again, the marketer's job. How do you keep people up to date? How does this affect you when you have to advise people on, you know, the benefits, the practicalities of living in an AI or like a smart home environment?
Again, it's all about understanding your consumers, and we're trying to get away from the normal day-to-day tactical offers that you have. Again, whether you're a real estate, an automotive brand, whatever industry you are, you have features that definitely have to communicate. And by the end of the day, the dollar sign and the commercial aspect is very important, of course. CFOs, the CEOs, and everybody will be looking at the bottom line by the end of the day. But again, sales and marketing, they have to work very closely together. And again, the marketing team's role is to make sure that they communicate, they educate, and facilitate the decision-making process to the consumer. Everybody's talking quality again, everybody's talking offers. It's not a matter of the beating of who's offering a better price. Again, you need to own a category, you need to own a territory where you're very confident, you have the product,
you have your
the
demographic.
Service. 100%. And you keep nailing that story, and you own that category, and then automatically you build that connection and trust and confidence with your consumers.
Now, this is again very new and a very nascent technology. So there's a technical element, there's naturally a cultural element, there's a regulation element. What's the biggest hurdle? How are we going to accelerate adoption, and what's sort of hindering that?
I think we're getting through the hurdles, to be honest with you, because the biggest hurdle is time and allowing the data to be collected to learn. So with IoT, a certain period of time has to go by to understand human behavior. So you're designing a system that works on intuition. And then you have to integrate that into a community. So I think we're past convincing people that this is a necessity. It's heading that way whether we like it or not. It's just whether you're on the train or not. And if you're not on the train, you can get left behind. So we're in a region where this is the future. You know, traveling around Europe, traveling around Asia, the US, and so on, I can say that the mentality that we have here far supersedes what is there. So we're not in our comfort zone. and we want to be drivers and leaders in AI. So conversations we're having with a lot of master developers as a asset management consultancy is how do we integrate this from the very beginning? And we're talking about, we're having discussions and putting budgets in at feasibility stage of how we can integrate AI, IoT into the conversation.
Yeah, your starting point is honestly happening at a very fortuitous time, because now AI is predictive. It can actually help boost you further. But now if we look at the next 5 to 10 years, how do you see the integration of AI and IoT in homes evolving over that period? What do you imagine is going to happen?
Well, that's a very challenging question. Things are evolving every day. I think, again, as everybody is saying, we have to adopt what's going on. We have to be very fast. We have to adjust. We have to be agile. Everything, there's in every single category and every single industry, there's a lot of technologies, tools, softwares, hardwares, and we have to learn, and we have to be flexible. I mean, by the end of the day, things will evolve. I think everything is now about the consumer's convenience, accessibility, ease of life, and again, from the design phase, the development phase, everything is happening from a very early stage. So again, from a communication perspective and marketeers, we have to consider all these factors from the beginning.
You've collected a lot of data already.
We need to have the access to the right data, speak to the consumers. So when we are requested to kind of launch brands or launch campaigns or companies, then we're ready with the right assets, tools, and data to adapt to whatever changes that are happening. But it's happening very fast.
I want to thank you so much. I'm excited for whatever the future holds, and honestly, I'm looking forward to my house just doing everything for me. Like, I just want to laze around, so this is good news for all. Thank you so much. You've been an amazing audience. Thank you so much to our panelists. The insights were invaluable.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.